Hello and welcome back to another episode of White Album 2. We are currently playing through the closing chapter. So where we left off, Koharu had just confronted Haruki in the cafe and things are getting just a little bit heated. So I guess let's continue on with that. I imagine it's because my expression instantly changed. Takeya, who had only been joking around, now stood between the two of us seriously, trying his best to defuse the situation.
それだけじゃダメです。嘘をつかずに本当のこと全部話してください。本当は彼女がいるならそう言ってあげてください。
それは前処するから。
美穂子、本気だったんです。だから断るにしても誠実でいてください。お願い。
誠実。
Sugiura Koharu bowed her head deeply. Serious, inflexible, leaving no chance for her opponent to escape, and at the same time consistently and entirely honest with herself. The truth is, it felt so familiar because it sounded like I was listening to myself. I'm incredibly familiar with this line of reasoning as well. Which is why I...
なんで行くぞ、ハルキ。後で連絡するから。それじゃあまた。
Poor Takeya, he's trying so hard.
なんでそんなこと赤の他人に話さなくちゃならないんだ。
And this is one of those rare instances where I do really agree with Haruki. Why does he need to give her the full story of why he has to reject her? He absolutely shouldn't. They are student and teacher as far as their relationship goes. He does not owe her a deep explanation as to why. I reacted in the worst conceivable way.
ハルキ、いいから俺が何とかするからな。きちんと話したからって事情全部知ったからってそれで絶対に相手は納得するのか。そんな保証があるのか。
I vented the unsightly emotions buried deep inside to a girl who's 3 years younger than me.
そんなの相手がどう出るかじゃなくて自分の心の問題じゃないですか。
さっきまで彼女のためって言っといて旗色が悪くなったらいきなり俺の心の問題か。だからやめとけってハルキ。どんな理由があってもお前が引くんだよここは。なんで俺が勝手に好きになられた相手のために俺ですら見たくもない自分を晒さなくちゃならない。
We're getting caught up in the heat of the moment a little bit here. That's not very nice to say. Once again, my painful emotions burst forth like lava and would only leave ashes around me afterwards.
そんな言い方ないじゃないですか。美穂子のことそんな風に思ってたんですか。
そうだよ。もともとそういう人間なんだよ俺。どうして分かってくれなかったんだ。どうして嫌ってくれなかったんだよ。
Through a small gap in the dark cloud, one could see the burning magma that was about to erupt.
それでも好きになっちゃったんだからしょうがないでしょ。
しょうがないで済むか。俺みたいなやつなんか好きにならないでくれよ。ハルキ。
何それ。
なんでもない。
At the very next moment, I began to regret my foolish words and actions.
ごめん。本当に時間ないから。
I left that place as if I was trying to escape.
ハルキ、おい待てって。ごめん。真面目に今度埋め合わせするから。また連絡する。じゃあ。
Wanting to chase after someone, but being held back by the bill must be incredibly awkward.
何よそれ。
俺みたいなやつなんか好きにならないでくれ。
Oh, that whole situation is so awkward. And one, yeah, I agree that Koharu shouldn't have been pushing like that. But we have to remember that Koharu is still a kid, honestly, at this point. So, she's being 3 years younger than Haruki. She's right at the cusp of that age where it's like she doesn't have experience with these things. She doesn't know the things to say or what to do. And Haruki, as the adult, really shouldn't have lashed out like that.
なんでもない。ちと酔ったかな。
どうしたの竹谷？なんか調子出ないね。いつもの合コンよりよっぽど女の子のレベル高いはずなんだけど。
いや、それは認めるけど、こんな生殺しな合コンも他にはなくてな。
なんと言われようと、刹那は鑑賞用。お手を触れないようにお願いします。
じゃあこっちの代用品ならいいのか？
Oh, they're so cute.
こちらは戦闘用ですので、場合によっては最大の防御を発動する場合がございます。
やっぱ俺帰っていい？
ダメ。ほら、向こうの席の男だけのテーブル。さっきから刹那の方ばっか見てる。あんた帰ったら絶対こっち来るよ。
そんなの戦闘用が戦えよ。
ひどいよ竹谷。あんたなんかもう帰れ。
いや、だからな。
They're so adorable. They're talking around in circles while they're drinking.
相変わらず仲いいね、二人とも。
Also, I love the gigantic man in the back of this izakaya, in the back of this bar. It's so funny.
いや、
これっぽっちも
そう見える？
あ、すいません。ジントニックおかわり。
おい、いいよ。お前もうちょっと普通の女の反応とかないのかよ。誰もが認めるいい男に惚れるとかそういうの。
ちょっと、おいって呼ぶのやめてよ。
だってよ、お前がまるっきり可愛げがないから。
おいイオって怪文じゃない。昔よくそれでからかわれたのよね。
それだけかよ。
Oi is also a really rude thing to say to somebody, especially to a girl.
なあ、せつなちゃんもなんとか言ってやってよ。この大学3年にもなってまだ彼氏の一人もできない哀れなスポーツバカにさ。
大学3年間で3桁を超える彼女に振られるのとどっちが哀れかよく考えてからにしてよね。
They do say opposites attract.
本当にずっと変わらないな。ごめん、本当あまりにも楽しくって。
刹那、
イオと竹谷くんがいてくれて本当によかったなって、神様に感謝したい気分。
Oh, poor Setsuna. And she's the type that always wants things to remain the same. She really does not like change, and we know that. So seeing Takeya and Io getting along just the way they used to 3 years ago is in a way super painful for her.
神様じゃなくて直接俺に感謝してくれていいのに。
ただお酒飲んで騒いでるだけでいいならこれからだっていつでも付き合うよ、刹那。
ありがとう、本当にありがとう。
せつなちゃん、
私ね、あなたたちと家族がいるから小木曽刹那のままでいられてるんだよ。これからもよろしくね。ずっと仲良くしてね。
That's the most painful face, I think, that Setsuna makes. It's that she's trying to appeal to other people, but she's like hurting so bad inside. I hate this frame. I mean, it's good for what it is. I'm not saying it's badly drawn. It's just, oof, so painful.
わかった。約束するよ。俺たち絶対に。
約束はしなくていい。
え？あ、でも。
だってもし約束したらすがってしまうから。
Awkward.
俺は絶対に小木曽から離れていったりしない。俺は誓って絶交なんかしない。されるまで離れていくことはないから。
ずっと信じて、そして傷ついてしまうから。
これからどうしよっか。明日は休みだし。
静かなところで飲み直す？ボーリングとかで体動かす？それか久々にせつなちゃんオンステージでも。
ごめん、私そろそろ帰らないと。お父さんが心配するし。
相変わらず門限10時なんだ。
変わらないよな、おぎそけも。
This is honestly not unheard of in Japanese society. It might sound weird to a Western society where, you know, you're in university, you do whatever you want now. In Japan, it's really, until you're married, it's almost an expectation that you are still gonna stay home and be with your family. That's why Haruki's kind of an outlier living on his own.
本当にごめんね。せっかく元気づけてくれたのに、水を差すようなことばっかり。
その覚悟がなくちゃ誘わない。
ありがとね、イオ。本当に嬉しかったよ。
だからまた誘うからね。断ったら許さないからね。
送ってくよ。3人で帰ろう。
いい。ここから先は2人の邪魔しないから。
Oh, so sad. Yeah, and the term she used when she said ojama, it's usually like, I don't want to intrude upon you two. Bother fits well here too, but she's really phrasing it in a way that Takeya and Io have a relationship beyond her relationship with them and she's intruding. So it's so sad.
ご冗談を。
Exactly. And so Io's saying, what? You're joking? Like, yeah, really insinuates it.
それじゃあさよなら。
うん、また来週。
せつなちゃん。あのさ、今日春樹と話したよ。
Why would you say that?
タケヤ。
Yeah, Io's like, what? Io and I are on the same wavelength here.
どうしても抜けられないバイトだったんだって。本当は行きたいのにってすごく残念がってた。せつなちゃんのこと気にしてたよ。
Don't lie. I mean, yes, it's true, but it's still a lie. Don't. Takeya.
ありがとう、竹谷くん。
いや、感謝されても困るな。ことつて頼まれてたのに今まで忘れてたくらいなんだし。
Yeah, that's how I feel too, Io.
元気だった？春樹くん。
あ、忙しそうに走り回ってた。
本当？疲れてなかった？ちゃんと食べてるみたいだった？毎日きちんと寝てるって言ってた？
せつなちゃんお母さんみたいだな。
笑ってた？
Oh, did he smile? That's so sad.
ああ。
And Takeya is also a pretty terrible liar.
バカ、そこでとちるな。
あいつ今は本当に忙しいんだ。自分のことしか考えられないんだ。
うん。
だからさ、なかなか会えないからって春樹のこと嫌わないでいてくれよな。
タケヤ。
嫌うなんてできるわけないよ。
そうだよな。当たり前だよな。じゃあおやすみ。
おやすみ。
What an awkward way to end an interaction. Why would he do that? Why would he do that?
だからずっと春樹くんを苦しめてるんだよ、私。
バカ。
何を？
誰もが一発でわかる大嘘ついて一体何がしたいんだか。
こんなわざとらしい飲み会企画しておきながら 結局目的を達成できないやつに言われたくないな。
あんたが春樹引っ張ってこれないのが悪いんじゃん。
お前がおせっかいすぎんだよ。昔の春樹といい勝負だ。
だってさ、もう3年だよ。どうしてずっと引きずったままなんだよ。いい加減お互い許し合えばいいのに。
もう3年だ。どうしてずっと思いやったままなんだよ。いい加減お互い離れればいいのに。そういう解決方法だって正解だ。ただ俺たちが目指してないだけで。
I mean, honestly, I agree at this point. If being on this weird standstill is just so frustrating for everybody, nobody can move on with their lives. So they need to decide either, okay, we're gonna get back together, we're gonna mend things, or we're gonna go our separate ways and work on ourselves. They cannot continue this, whatever this is.
私たちっていいやつだね。
それを口に出さなければな。さーて、これからどうする？明日は休みだし。
帰るに決まってる。じゃあね。
おい、ちょっと。
もちろん送らなくて結構だから。それじゃまた来年。
なんで俺までいいやつやってるのか少しは察してほしいもんだけどな。
I'm pretty sure she knows, Takeya. She's just waiting for you to shape up.
Itayama Kazuhisa、セリエ B リッチ所属、17歳。藤山北高校を中退後、単身イタリアへ。
夜食買ってくるけど、北原何か欲しい？
ああ、これ終わったら上がりますから。
そうね、早く帰った方がいいわ。お疲れ様。すれ違いになるといけないから、今行ってくわね。
お疲れ様です。って3時。
3 o'clock. Haruki of school. Oh no, wait, it's a holiday tomorrow. Okay, he doesn't have school, but he still shouldn't be here till 3 a.m. Although she said it's better if you go home early, if she's getting a midnight snack now, when exactly does she herself plan to go home? But I don't have the right to say that because I missed the last train. Now I have to spend 40 minutes walking back home. I guess I'm lucky though. I'll probably be so tired I won't even dream today. Or maybe I'll sleep right through the holiday tomorrow. I'd been considering changing departments for a long time. I realized that I didn't have much of an interest in economics when I was still taking the basic courses. In addition, I was planning to work at places where I would have to write a lot, and it made me think. When I finally made up my mind, I tried to use the positive benefits to convince my friends. Of course, that's not all there was to it. Some of my friends already know the real reason. I left my home to rent an apartment close to the university. In order to get enough money to get by, I worked numerous part-time jobs. I participated in lectures which had nothing to do with my major. I'm also very active in the newspaper club, going to their seminars and working with their social media. In any case, I try my best to cut down my free time, to run away from Setsuna.
平坂みゆき、パリシェリパンホテル専属パティシエ、23歳。19歳の時、製菓会社主催のコンクールで優勝。
After all, Setsuna holds no resentment for me for what I've done to her. Man, I've said it once and I'm gonna say it 1,000 more times. Haruki needs to go to therapy. Because Setsuna doesn't hold that resentment, or at least she's not outward with it. But Haruki's guilt is so big he can't forgive himself. And he needs to see a therapist about that because it's just wrecking his entire life. Even though I betrayed her in an unequivocally cruel way, she went on smiling for me as if nothing ever happened. She's not forcibly closing our distance whenever I try to run away, though she's not distancing herself from me on her own accord either. Only looking at me with that same gentle gaze every time. A scene that excites me and fills my chest with butterflies whenever I lay eyes on it, overflowing me with desire to touch such a beautiful girl, both in body and in soul, as I clumsily approach her, unable to help myself. But the moment I inch closest to touching the depths of such recollections of memories, I would remind myself how cruel I'd been to her, and run away before her very eyes. A cruel loop repeated for the umpteenth time shows me not only exactly how tired I am, but how tired Setsuna is as well. I resent the man I am for taking away what Setsuna could have been. And honestly, the fault lies with both of them on this. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're both still so young that they're not strong in themselves. Why can't Setsuna move on? Why can't she realize, hey, this really bad thing happened? That's such a shame. Anyways. And Haruki, why can't he just be like, I did this terrible thing. It's gonna hurt me for the rest of my life, but like I have to move on. The fault, honestly, at this point lies on both parties. It's very frustrating. I can understand why Takeya and Io get so frustrated with the both of these two. And I can't forgive the very same man who had stolen the voice of the diva who I had once admired. That's why I can only give up on Setsuna, to become a person she hates and detests. I wish that Ogiso Setsuna would return to her true self, dating back to our high school days, someone who didn't belong to just a single person, but to everyone. Instead of being chained down by a person such as myself, I wish she could fly freely, like she used to. If one day these wishes of mine come true, that's when I'll finally be able to recover from this deep slump I've been stuck in for the longest time. Or so I hope. I'm thinking about it again. Dreaming about it is too painful, so I try to escape into reality, but before I realize it, I'm unconsciously thinking about it again.
早く片付けないと。
I completely forgot about the article I was supposed to be editing, even though the draft is due tomorrow morning. Mari-san went on an overseas business trip to gather materials to write this special issue of Kaio Graph. If I remember correctly, this article's title is Japanese Youths Active Around the World. An article that reports on young Japanese people who are not well known within Japan, yet are famous abroad. Right before I closed the report, I scrolled all the way to the bottom. Among the professional soccer player and famous pâtissier, among all the famous names at the very end, one name stood out to me. Toma Kazusa, trustee, International Piano Competition, 2nd place.
カズサ。
I wish she could fly freely, just like she used to. Whew. The bomb has been dropped. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy in-game New Year.
そっか、彼から電話かかってきたんだ。よかったね、美穂子。そうなんだ。それはそうかもしれないけど、でもさ、私思うんだけど、これでよかったんじゃないかな。あいつなんだか言ってること変だったし。そりゃ確かに私は会ったことないけど、でも美穂子の話聞いてるとさ、ごめんなさい。 よく知りもしないで彼のこと悪く言ったりして、そうだね、話してみないとわからないよね。
So awkward. Why is everybody lying?
けどさ、彼もうバイト辞めたんだよね。会って話すってどうやって？大学の方乗り込む？美穂子にそれができる？でしょ？だからさ、もう諦めた方が。分かったから。だからもう泣かないの。
This girl's really hung up on someone who she didn't even have a relationship outside of the classroom with.
そうだね。もう一度会って話さないとね。自分の気持ちに決着つけないとね。頑張れ、美穂子。私もできる限り応援するからさ。じゃあ、そろそろ学校出ておいでよ。みんな寂しがってるよ。じゃあね。おはよう、小春。
Young love. Well, I think we will stop off here. So, thanks so much for tuning in on this episode of White Album 2's closing chapter, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!